Welcome back, guys. Talofa lava. Thank you for joining me today. First, we ask our Heavenly Father, Jesus and the Holy Spirit, to bless this show with divine wisdom. This is a talk show where we celebrate, debate, question, interview topics that are happening around the whole of the Moana Pacific. I have once again the special guest, Honourable Tulepa, former Prime Minister of 22 years and currently the opposition leader of Samoa. It's a pleasure to have you on again, Dr. Tulepa. Welcome.
Well, thank you, and thank you for continuing this program. As you know, today is the first Sunday after Easter. And this Sunday was requested by the Lord himself when he appeared to Saint Faustina way back in 1933, that the Sunday following Easter should be appropriately redesignated as a Sunday commemorating the mercy, the divine mercy of Jesus Christ. So for 67 years, the direction was given, and it was only in 2000 that the Pope, decided to accept the direction that this Sunday should be dedicated especially by the Catholics to commemorate the divine mercy of our Lord. So the church was full. And this is also an occasion for all the photos of our Lord where he stands and posed as if he was blessing those who look at his photo. And at the bottom of the photo is written the word, we trust in the Lord. That's the signal of the Lord himself. We trust in the Lord.
Honourable, you're funny saying the divine mercy is a big thing for us in our family. Divine mercy has always been in our family. I remember my grandparents always praying the rosary and always wearing the red and the white a lot of the times to church. I just want to point out another thing. And that picture you talk about, Jesus we trust, when you look at that picture, Jesus is holding his hand up and he has blue and red, both in the same picture. Isn't that beautiful? Honourable, to see that it doesn't matter, it's blue and red. Thank you for bringing that up, Honourable. Another thing I wanted to bring up is the Gospel readings today. It was a nice reading from the Gospel, and then Jesus, when the people did not trust in God, they still did not trust about the news. And then when Jesus came in and he had told Thomas to feel his hands, and he had said to those people, happy are those who have not seen and yet believe. And I feel like it's very it makes sense of what's happening now. I know a lot of people are against what's happening now. They ridicule you and the HRPP, but we still believe. That's how I see it. We still believe. Honourable, do you have any words from today's readings?
Well, you have touched on the reading, and it reflects the situation that despite the 3 years of Christ's mission, And when he let it know that he would rise again from the dead, not one of his apostles believed. Uh, if you will recall that Saint Peter disappeared on Thursday, and never came back until Saturday evening. He was frightened. Everybody was frightened. And so all the apostles escaped to Bethany, which is the big house and property of Lazarus and his two sisters, Martha and Mary Magdalene. No one will go there. No one would go there. The reason being, Lazarus' father was a Roman, very high office holder. So they were protected by Rome. So that's why the apostles and even the Lord used Bethany as a place where they would retreat away from the Jews as they were trying to kill him. So now, when the Lord was taken, all of them except John, when they except John, who was caught with Mary, having to accompany her to the crucifixion of Jesus, and also Peter, who was wandering aimlessly everywhere, and he only came back on Saturday, very embarrassed. And Mother Mary had to reprimand him to come in to the building. Now, he was only there for a few hours into Sunday morning when the news was brought back that the Lord had risen. And he said to John, typical women, typical women, and all these kinds of noises they make. But it was then that when the mother said, my son has risen, only then Peter changed his mind and decided to go himself and check. And so both he and John ran to the place where Jesus was body was kept, and then there they witness the fact that the Lord was not there, that he had risen.
It's a story.
It's a beautiful story.
It's a beautiful story.
Beautiful story of many people who never believed.
That's right. That's right.
Except the Mother of God himself.
That's right. Honorable, before I carry on with the next questions, I heard about your court case, the defamation case, and I wanted to first hit this before I start to ask other questions. Can you clarify? I heard that you are not allowed to mention someone's name. Can you please explain so I'm aware, so I don't get you in trouble, Honorable?
To me, it was a recommendation by the judge. Of course, I could understand, and I appreciated what she said, because what she said was what I was going to do anyway. And that is not to make reference to the issue which is coming before the court.
Okay.
And re-mentioning things which were raised in the cases brought against me by Lauli and also Iono. Of course, I understand, and without saying it, I would not have. I would know exactly what they mean and what I would avoid. That means I am not bad, because that exactly is my duty, except the issues that concern the court case, because it would complicate matters also for the court. As I understood well her reference. And of course, I congratulated her for her help not to complicate matters further. As you know, up to now, we are still waiting for the judges. So I even don't know what the judges are. But apparently, the Attorney General is consulting with their KC what judges that they should base their court action on. They also have to be very careful, because I am not going to just accept. I will have, this is my opportunity to counter judge the Prime Minister and also the former head of the ministry. So we don't know yet, and they are given time to prepare. They have been given time to prepare the basis of the case, and they still haven't been able to do it. So this is the last adjournment granted by the court.
Well, I hope everything works out for you, Honourable. It's good you clear the lines there, and so because there is a lot on the topic with Laoli involved. I won't mention his name. I will refer to Prime Minister. Honourable, I want to go back to just when Easter just finished, and we woke up on Tuesday morning. I wanted to hit Fasaleanga, and we seen the villagers hop off a bus. And then I was, we all saw around the world looking what's happening, and it seemed like this was the great apology that the constituency was coming to say sorry to the Prime Minister and the government. And I thought to myself, wow, what's happening here? And then there was iakongos, there was money exchange, and there was photos taken, which was good. I said it's a good thing. Love is in the air with Easter just finishing. But then the next day, I seen an article and it said that it was not the constituency that had approved this. This was from another group, and the constituency had all agreed that they are going to take this to court, which is their right because what's been happening. I thought to myself, wow, it's getting really messy in Samoa. Honourable, we have small groups turning on a big group. Honourable, do you have anything to say about what's happening in this saga? Is this a good thing for Samoa? What's happening?
Well, this is what we have been very concerned about. That what the whole episode will do to the whole country. we will see no more orderliness as it has always been the case for 5,000 years now.
Yeah.
The chiefs and the orators of the village have complete control over the village affairs. And we see this problem being raised as a way for the government to reach out and control and direct the matters that are strictly the responsibility of the chiefs and orators. It's dangerous. It is very dangerous. And we ourselves are watching with caution the developments. We are keeping a very close watch of the developments for our future action when the HRBB is back in power. And we are going to look at every instance which would cause the kind of insecurity and dangerous issues that may result in infighting and disturbing the peace of our country, for which we are well known for. And we had hoped that the government would understand where the village is coming in. But the damage is done. Those who came were all relatives and friends of the ex-member of parliament that the court has already ruled on having abused the powers when he was a member of parliament in the misuse of funds that belong to the district. So when we later found out about that, then it explained the whole embarrassing situation for the district. I hear that the district is going to call a meeting of the full district to address the issue. And I think they are waiting for the member of parliament, who is now in New Zealand, to come back, and then the full district meeting will be called to address the matter.
It's a big concern when I saw this story, Honourable, and I just other things that I was thinking about as well, because the media for the government, they're strongly pushing this agenda, especially this media company called Blue TV. They're trying to call for this the MP Vailua, who is the leader of this constituency, trying to paint a picture to say things like he is related to the CJ. This is the storyline. This is where it gets really dangerous. Of these people who are saying and spreading lies, and they're saying things like this. It's not a lie. It might be the truth, but to paint the narrative to the people that are listening. And so then I was thinking when he was saying this, he's implying, Honourable, that the CJ is related to this MP. If they were to take it to court, they will automatically win before they even taken the case. I said to myself, Honourable, I don't know if you want to comment on that, but That's a big concern for these media companies that are just spreading these type of narratives. I thought to myself, Honourable, CJ, there was a move that was done in 2021. It was a controversial move, and it didn't go HRPP's way, right? We all seen that, and then now this big media is now screaming and pulling lines together and say these guys are related, these guys are related, and then I'm like, wow. It's funny where you guys accept it when the CJ is on your side and it goes your way. But now when it comes your way and it's going against you, you find ways to pull them down. Honourable, do you have anything to say about this type of media narrative bullying?
Well, we all knew the dangers of the media, dating from the time that the Russians used the modern technology to spread lies about Madam Clinton, which helped to boost the opportunity, push Mr. Trump to victory, because the Russians knew they could work with Trump. So this was the first time where the public media, using the modern technology, was known to pose a great risk for all countries, because those elements of the population that are overseas can easily destroy the peace at home, particularly for small island countries where many of the people are overseas and many of them don't understand the truth from the lies. So we recognize the dangers here of the public media. But it is something that we are going to live with. Perhaps every country is very concerned about what to do in the future. Even our present government, they enjoy the use of the media in destroying the HRPP by telling everybody that we were selling traditional lands to the Chinese, which people overseas immediately understood. And I was also reported to have used government funds to buy myself many houses overseas. I don't even own 1 square foot or any small piece of shelter anywhere outside of Samoa. So I have been telling them to show, to prove, and they don't. Yet those were the very lies that led to our fall. And of course, we did not have the means at the time to try and defend ourselves. Now, the same government is finding difficulties now to straighten out the media, who are also well know, who also know very well the dirt that has been done against us.
Yeah.
So with that experience that they are also posing a very great danger to our current government. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but uh, our people in the country have been bamboozled, and we hope that they would understand that everything that was uh, that helped them to think that the allegations were correct. Now they understand that they were all lies.
Honourable, I forgot a question. This is part of before I was supposed to ask that last question, but I just want to make it clear to people at home. The Fasaleleanga issue that I was kind of surprised about when I was looking into it was the fact that when I saw in one of the parliament sessions, the MP Vailua of this constituency had poured his heart out, Honourable. He poured his heart out to the Prime Minister and said, please forgive me, forgive my constituency on behalf of my people. And he declined. The Prime Minister had declined. And this is where I want people to really to see the difference here. Now, not the constituency didn't come and say sorry to the government for people to understand, because I know all the media are going to say, wow, Barcelona has finally said sorry. No. Is this politics, Honourable? This is politics, so people are aware of this.
Can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
When I was returning in, I think it was 2012 from New Zealand, Satapola village put up a stone wall because I was not far away from the plane. And they were waiting with guns and knives. It seemed their intention was to kill me or whatever for a decision I made to build an emergency hospital right across the airport. That hospital would benefit the district itself. Not only that, would benefit anyone that would arrive of the incoming passengers or outgoing passengers that are suddenly seized with any illness. This is the hospital across the road that would take care of their problem. A very important decision for the whole country. But the few who run the Satapola village thought it was a piece of land. So when I landed back, I did not know that they quickly put up a fence of stones to stop me and then do whatever they want. Unfortunately, my driver, who was a security police, was informed about this. So instead of coming that way, I was driven at very high speed onto the airport runway, and then emerged from the other side of the airport, then drove to the end of the island and over the mountains. and backtracked on another road to my home in town. And as soon as I arrived, I knowing what was happening, I rang up the police commissioner at about 3 a.m. in the morning, and order him to take the police force, no matter how many, and remove those wall of stones before many become aware, especially those who want to go to the airport for their onward flights, or those coming in from incoming flights. So the police took action, and they took heavy machinery, this time also taking the fire brigade. On arrival, moving machine they took, remove all the stones, and the whole village rushed down with knives and also guns. And the police were there. They just let go shots in the air against the 12 gauge. These are machine guns. They fire in the air, and the firefighters left open full blast the water pumps and splashed the water on a lot of them, which for some their lava were blown off by the force of the water, and quite a few were naked. So in the meeting of parliament that followed, our member of parliaments were angry and were urging for the police to take the village to the court. The member of parliament who was instrumental got up and gave a very long excuse. And then I got up and forgive them. This is somewhat typical way of handling community problems like this, short of letting the police take the whole village to the court and to prison. So we have our own customary way of solving our problem that we have been using for thousands and thousands of years. I'm afraid that seemed to be no longer the case with the present government.
Thank you for that story, Honourable. Really, it puts in perspective for us to think about what you're saying there. It makes so much logical sense. To dissect it even more, I think from a perspective of analysing what the Prime Minister is trying to do, the people that are really voting for the Prime Minister are these people in the villages, and they hold these customs. It's almost like a psychological, you mentioned before, it's a psychological thing. It's not so much for him, even the cash, coming out of the cash, Honourable, it's a psychological thing, just to let the people know, I'm here for you, you know? But little do they know the truth that's really happening. But thank you for that story, Honourable, for that.
What is a great problem now with the distribution of cash over the last 5 years? It creates a kind of attitude. There's no more need to go and work. The government will just hand money out. And that is what is happening now. Uh, it creates idleness, and it's no good for the economy.
That's right. That's right. Honourable, we talk about the economy, and probably it's the best time to move into this massive topic that's happening in Samoa. Probably the biggest story, and I think it's the most scariest story in Samoa to come out. This letter that's been sent to the government of Samoa to giving a warning. The IMF have given a warning to the government to calm down in a way. I'm trying to make it easier for people to fathom what's happening here. And I've said to the people, the IMF is almost like a referee that gives the advice to the banks, how fast, how slow, how much money to give out, how much money to not give out. And so now for people to understand that, they are writing a letter to the government to slow down or to calm down. And I've said yesterday, Honourable, these people are looking at Samoa. They're seeing Tuya. They're seeing these members crossing the floor, and they're starting to see the 2/3 of Prime Minister being able to move laws, and they're thinking, "Wow." They're looking at the banks. There's a lot of money going out, but there's not a lot of money coming back in. So to make it easier for everyone to understand. And so these people at the top, the IMF, who overlooked them, they're not biased to HRPP or FAST. They overlook the money that's coming in and out to advise the government. And then these guys come and write a letter to the government. And what does the Prime Minister say, Honourable? Don't flex your muscles here. He said to these advisors, don't flex your muscles. Honourable, is this, to me, it doesn't make sense for the Prime Minister to be saying this to such people that are important to making sure the economy is running smoothly, Honourable. Something that you worked hard for, I must say.
These institutions were set up deliberately with the help of the richest countries in the world to help countries that are facing economic problems. We are members of it. In other words, we have shares in these organizations. We became a member of the International Monetary Fund in 1971 during Puputam Sese Lalofi IV government. And then in 1973, when Mataafa Famuina came back as Prime Minister, we became a member of the World Bank Group. That means we also hold shares. These organizations, including the Asian Development Bank, there's also a development bank to help fund infrastructure set up by the Republic of China to help fund major developments in all countries that request assistance. And we are a member, New Zealand is a member, Australia is also a member of the Chinese Communist Development Fund. And so the IMF is different from all the organizations. It comes in to help countries who are facing extreme economic difficulties, especially when they don't have any more foreign reserves. foreign exchange reserves, the basis upon which trading continues, and a country continues to buy goods from overseas that it wants, pay its debts, um, and also to continue life uh, for its people and enjoy economic well-being. We were in that situation way back in 1980, 1980, 80, 79, 80, 81, which explains also the reason why we had great problems with money and public servants protest publicly for over 3 months. People just sign and go and kafao because there was no work to be done. No business in Samoa would accept a check from the government which was bankrupt. We can hardly do anything. Even the fuel tank, the fuel boats that bring the fuel, they order the government, if the whole tank load is not paid immediately, they will go back without fuel and Samoa will be in the dark. These are the terrible things that happened to Samoa, and which, when we came in, it fell on me as Minister of Finance to spend a lot of time in New Zealand talking to high commissioners from overseas in New Zealand, and then travel over to Canberra, talking to high commissioners and of many countries in Australia. And then we flew over for further close to 3 weeks in Switzerland to talk every day with all the heads of organization and heads of government there to please reopen your doors and give us help. We have ousted the government with bad policies, and we promise that we are going to do better. We have already legislated, and so have confidence in Samoa. And that was when all doors were reopened. The present government, not one of them understands the weakness, the stupidity of the actions that the leader has done. Whilst we all countries want to be on the good side of the IMF, this is very strange. Samoa is telling the IMF that don't interfere. The IMF does not need Samoa, and sees no reason to interfere other than to help. And this is what all countries want to do. They all want to be on the good side of the International Monetary Fund. And what the PM should do is to apologize to the International Monetary Fund. We are heading into great problems. This is the last thing that our government should do. to reject the voice of concern from those, the only organization that can bail us out when we are in a big hole once again. And we are heading very quickly into that hole, bottomless hole. We are heading very quickly into it. So you have put your finger on the matter, and our only recommendation to the Prime Minister is come down and apologize to the IMF. Once they reject Samoa, ADB, New Zealand, Australia, America, Japan, China will cut off the assistance to Samoa, because it would be money thrown into the sea, which begs the question. After 5 years of cash handouts, where are we? Where are we today? We are still having problems with the economy. But where are the huge taro plantations that were supposed to come on the market? Nothing. And our people are getting used now to a situation where they only wait around and wait for money to come. Why go to work? Why? There's no reason, We have a nice government that come in and without doing anything, just hand over money, which are then used by those to spend it on anything, beer, drug, whatever. So it's very interesting.
Very.
It is the reason I put out my letter to the editor today, also warning about the forthcoming cases where the AG does not seem to know the conflict of interest that she is engaged in. Fortunately, in the coming case brought up by Toirupe, the special judge from New Zealand has already ruled out the involvement of the AG as counsel. And our own CJ has also expressed the same concerns. And I said, this is what to be expected, where highly specialized posts in government requiring experienced people with expertise ought to be sought to fill them up, not friends, not family members who do not have the necessary expertise to advise the government, and more particularly, to advise the head of state. So we are heading into tough times. And we should not blame anybody. We blame ourselves. Because it is us who made the decision to put in the government that we have now.
That's right. Honourable, You know that what you just said there in your story, what you said, what happened in your time to get the IMF on board and these people to help Samoa. Is this the time? Because I hear from my parents, the time when they had the chicken frames. Can you confirm? Is this the time, or maybe that's a different time? Is this the time when Samoa was struggling? They didn't have much, so then they used to eat, whatever was, we got the cheaper meats or the leftover meats from other countries. Is this period of time you're talking about, Honourable?
That's right.
Oh.
This was between 1979 and 1981. Our shops were absolutely vacant because nobody had any money to go and buy. And the shops did not have the necessary overseas exchange to order any goods from overseas. Even New York, it took about 6 weeks for a request from New York to send over 20,000 to lodge in their banks. They have been having huge overdraft and no funds had been coming. And when I checked up with our banks, our bank at the time, Bank of Western Samoa, chief general manager told me, we are still trying to see whatever foreign exchange that we can gather to make up 20,000 to send to New York. That was how bad it was. Even 20,000, we still have to wait to find some money from visitors to pay for our New York office.
Honourable, this part here, because the reason why I talk about this part, this area here, and I want to talk about the hard times, because my analysis from a lot of the fast supporters, the die-hard fast supporters that I hear in the diaspora, a lot in the diaspora, they are old people. A lot of them are old. And the reason why I'm trying to express and make them understand, because I was young, wasn't even born. But these people from the fast supporters, they would be aware of these tough times. They're aware of these tough times. And I'm happy, well, I'm not happy. I'm actually really not happy. This is a really bad story, but to kind of see it, in this early days, the IMF letter it's early days, which is good. But for them to give us a warning that we can go back to that same state that a lot of these people are aware of, and just to make them think this is where we could be going back to, Honourable. That's why
it baffles me. A lot of these old people know about these things. And they also know the reason why they came over to New Zealand, Australia, because of the great policies that we had in partnership with New Zealand and Australia. The reason why they came over, they forgot all about that. And they are completely sold on stories, unproven stories and allegations that I use government funds to buy myself many properties overseas, as well that I use my authority to send my children overseas for scholarship. These were terrible misinformation. And that uh, I keep forgetting a lot of other things. They keep, oh yes, another one, that I was scheming to kill the leader of the government now. These are things which it shocks me. Do I look like a person who is like that? So I would have thought these old people would have understood well what I said, because they know when they were here the terrible problems that we had to go through to ensure the economy of Samoa under the leadership of Tofilao Etial Sala was very quickly put in place again because of the tough measures that we took. And even Tofilao himself, our leader, was being called a man with an iron stick, meaning that Tofilao was a cruel ruler, making life hard for our people. And within 12 months, we returned the economy to where it should be. 12 months. And I would have thought that the same old people would have quickly understood that what they were told about were not the truth. Now they come to Samoa, some of them, and saw that no such thing happened. But it seemed they kept on clinging on and reached out for their hard-won pensions. And regardless of the fact that the FAST management were fighting because monies that should have been used to build the headquarters was used to pay tax. So that's why we have been very, very clean with our supporters. What money that comes in, we put them to good use. And we show them where we use their money. And especially also, it encourages us to ask the court to address issues that we would not have been possible to do without the financial assistance from our supporters. We are also engaged in another further fundraising in the selling of raffles. Now, once again, we hold the drawing of our raffles open for everybody to see here and overseas. And we get the police to do it. Now, what about the other party? They also hold their raffle, and they don't have public drawing. And then suddenly they tell people, oh, it's already finished, and the first prize has gone to a member of parliament who is being judged by the police uh, for perverting the course of justice. The question arises, was this vehicle used to shut him up? Uh, uh, so there are a lot of very iffy questions that we need to think hard, but also follow up.
Honourable.
We have to ensure that we face these issues right now and prevent our children in the future from further agonies when these same tactics are used again by leaders of the future who do not follow the law.
Honourable, and that's why because it's a big, very big topic, Honourable. It's a very important topic, especially for the future of Samoa as well. We can't go down that pathway, which is why it's important we talk about it. Honourable, it's just ringing in my ear. Today's reading. It's not about HRPP. There's a lot of people that are not HRPP. Maybe they tell tour, maybe they're a different party. They're not real fast. They're in the middle, which is good because you're not trying to be just one-sided. One thing I'm trying to say here with today's reading is, happy are those who have not seen and yet believe. It's almost like that. The people who have been prosecuted, you guys are being pulled down and looked at HRPP, everything that goes wrong, HRPP and Tulepa, everything. And then crossing over to the next thing, Rugby League, Rugby Union, Lakapi Samoa. What's wrong? It's Tulepa and HRPP. Oh my gosh, Honourable, it's going on, and it's just distractions. And I'm trying to tell people, it's just a distraction. The real news is coming not from us, which is a shame, because it should be coming from the media, like Samoa Observer and these other. They should be pushing this out. But then we got the IMF and we got the KC from some overseas. Palangis coming in to give us warnings and advice. Guys, you guys are doing the wrong thing. And I'm sitting here like, guys, can you see here? And it comes back to today's reading, Honourable. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe. And I'm not saying that if you're on the other side, but I'm just, it's a nice little reading from today. Honourable, I cross over to the Lakapi Samoa. Another big issue, another big distraction from the government. They have seemed to have, even though you've stepped down from chairman, they have still gone ahead and made another union body. And no one's, I haven't heard of it, but I've seen a picture of these new men and that are going to take this forward. And even rumors that there are people signing up, other villages are signing up to this. I just...
The World Cup and the World Rugby has already given its warning. There are many countries that want to get in, replacing Samoa. So one of the good things that has happened is that I have decided not to renew my chairmanship and not to ask for it, and let the members of the board decide for themselves. Up to now, there is no more excuse by the Prime Minister. There's no more excuse. I'm already out. So what you should do is to ensure that the Mansa More continues to function. The only reason why Mansa More is having great difficulty in doing what it should do was ever since FAS came in from the time of Fiamé, they hold, they decided not to give the normal ground to rugby. And for why? Because they don't like me. The issue of rugby is the future of our children. And I am there because I happen to be involved in rugby, played rugby, chairman of the Marist Rugby Club. He does not, he was never involved in anything. And he wants to chair it. That's not in accordance with the Constitution. It's not in accordance with the Constitution. So he's, as usual, blaming everything on me and the board. Because this is his specialty. To blame anybody when things go wrong. But I hope that our people have common sense to understand what the hell is going on. We have had great things in rugby that have happened to rugby. We have won a World Cup. Many countries have never won one single cup. I don't want to decry the special achievements by Fiji. Fiji is a sporting nation, and they have excellent runners, excellent physique. They have the height and also the weight. In Samoa, our people are generally, not tall, completely unsuitable, many, for such a match that requires tall people and heavy people, and still fit. We do not. And the reason why we achieved so much in the past was we had our people, our sons from New Zealand, that came and played. Many of them. But we tried very hard in a time when Titi Tafua was the coach. We won the World Cup. We won the World Cup. The sevens.
The sevens aside, you were talking about?
Sorry. We had Henry, but Dick was involved the 15. The same 15 that won that defeated the Australian team for the first time. And so Tafua was coaching the 15, while Henry was coaching the sevens. So it's just a matter of good coaching with money involved and good boys. Now, we do not have the boys to continue. A lot of them take off to New Zealand. Some have taken off for for RSE work schemes. So we are, and to put matters worse, the government refused to give us money. So we are depending on a few donors. And it does not help with those former players who were always placing money as more important than their game. Those are the guys that are continually blaming the board members. They never want to understand that in Samoa we have the worst problem than the problems of money faced by New Zealand. Even New Zealand, All Blacks, with many, many sources of finance, All Blacks is also struggling. And it means the government must always come in to help. And you can't do much when you have a government starting from the leader that is opposed to giving any money just because I am in the board. And thereby he is politicizing rugby. That is what is meant by politicizing. Politicizing means you bring in dirty politics to destroy something that is good for the country. That is politicizing. Those who have been involved in rugby happen to be politicians who played the game when they were young. And because of their interests, they are still involved. And without them, rugby from their districts would never exist.
So right, Honourable. That's what the Prime Minister has done a lot of, that I've analysed and seen, politicising this whole scenario of rugby. And so I'm happy that we can bring it up and talk about it more. So thank you for that one. Honourable, another thing, so we have, because a lot of the stories that I'm putting towards you, Honourable, it's a lot of it's got to do with you and the HRBP and you. You guys are the problem. And I want to say another thing, Tulepa. You are also responsible for this email leak that happened between the ministries. They said that when the email had been leaked, they said, it's the Samoa Observer and it's the HRPP. They are the problem of this. I thought to myself, surely, guys, we're not going to believe in this. But I just wanted to get your opinion because, you've been Prime Minister for a long time yourself, 22 years. And in this scenario, Honourable, can you run us through in who's right in this scenario? Is the way that they managed, was the Financial Minister right for her to ask back the cars from this minister, Honourable? Can you...
Look, that problem, I really did not even know what the hell was going on until I read the article from the Observer, and there I did not know how the minister became very angry with the direction from the Treasury. I recognize and I feel pity for the minister. because he had never worked in government policy before. And all money matters are under the control by the Treasury, as well as the proper use of assets. It seems that the poor fellow did not understand that. To make it easier for him to understand if he is listening, in all matters of appointments of staff under him, it is the Public Service Commission that controls. So he just cannot sack people. I note that what he said is that he has the control. He cannot. In matters of law, wherever you are, once you make a move, but which is illegal, not only the police, but the AG would intervene. So the poor fellow did not understand what he was talking about. In good management, what should have taken place is for the Minister of Health to quietly talk to the Minister of Finance and find out the real issue. Then he would understand. But what I see is that there seemed to have been no consultation. It should have been raised in cabinet, and both the head of the hospital and the head of the Treasury could have been summoned by cabinet and to explain the issues involved. It is Treasury's responsibility to ensure the proper use of all government assets, including houses, including vehicles, and proper use of cash as well. Now we are coming to April, and this is the time when heads of departments will appear before the head of the Treasury. With their request, they will beg and beg and beg. What if Treasury would then say, you have not been using properly the cars you have now. Therefore, you shall have no more cars, new cars, for next year. And that's it. That's it. As I said, the poor minister was shooting wildly when he should have consulted with the Minister of Finance to find out what he would do, what he should do, because that is what he should do. He should inquire of the Treasury, and he should request the Treasury for the continuing use of the vehicle if the vehicle was improperly used. And this is a major problem in the past. Ministers who should have used one vehicle ended up using many vehicles. And so they always want that control be under the minister so that it would make possible the abuses of government cars. It's not new. Uh, so my own advice to the minister, if there is anything he could not understand, the proper thing to do is to consult with the minister that is responsible. And that there should be amicable relations between one minister and the next minister. And this is where the Prime Minister also needs to take a lead.
That's right.
Because I note that the Prime Minister also does the same thing. It does. There is no problem because the Prime Minister has the final say in a lot of this thing. So long as it is within the law. But if it is not within the law, then even the Prime Minister should never do anything that would result in the breaking of the law.
Yeah. It was another big story coming out of Samoa, Honourable, this week, and I kind of chuckled a little bit about this scenario because, when he had mentioned out loud to the people to say, go to the Prime Minister or pushing it on to the Prime Minister, he will give us the final call. I thought to myself, they claim they put everything on you, Tulepa. They said everything to say, he rules like this. Everything comes back to Tulepa, And I laugh and I say, now look, the MPs are here saying, go to the Laoli, he will fix it, I said, the things they accuse you of, Honourable, and now it's happening back on them.
I also heard another latest one. And the accusation was that now there's a family in Vayusu that I gave government lands to, and are now facing the law, having sold, ice and other drugs. I laughed because I don't do that. Even at times when I was chairman, I keep telling people that come to me, requesting that go and talk to the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the lands, SLC, Samoa Land Corporation. They have some land, but they also have a huge list. So if you are lucky, then thank the Lord. But it is the committee that handles those. I don't do these things. I have more important things to do. And those who want land, there are people who control those things so long as they abide by the policy of government. So I was laughing. These people must be losing some sleep, thinking about this and that. And they said, now you better watch out, you have to respond now. That is another thing that Laoli is going to bring against you. I am happy if he brings that in. And Laoli knows himself. When he came to me to ask for additional lands to add on to the land where his Fale Samoa is standing now. And yet, his family also had another 2-acre property not far away. And here was Rauli, member of parliament, member of my party, came again to try and use me for further lands behind the Falsamo. And this is what I said to him. I don't go and see the SLC. I don't know whether there are any lands there. I don't know. But go and see the Samoa Land Corporation. So I am waiting for that. Dream up allocation. I thought I would mention it because people can easily be misunderstood, can easily understand and accept whatever rubbish that comes out of the party, of the Fast Party. They have made so many enormous rubbish that even a big sailing boat or whatever
That's right.
tanker can never be able to carry that.
Yes, and well, they had that. They had that as a question as well. The vessel with the Palangi design. I looked into the design. I looked into the story more, and I do very remember you, Honourable. You were mentioning many times to this designer, the Palangi designer. You said, "Show us the insurance." You're asking for the insurance, but he seems to be saying it's safe enough. It seems to be everything is okay. And I said to myself, and now I hear that the Prime Minister had said he's got the boat now. This is management that I'm talking about, good governance. In your time, good governance. Yes, you didn't come and praise it out to say, look what I done, people. This is what I'm trying to say, the difference is. You didn't do this in your time. And we're not trying to put down the government, but we have to say it because people are not understanding your side of the story, Honourable, which is...
I have been very worried with that boat. My concern was more with possible deaths of hundreds of people, particularly children. An accident like that happened in Tonga. Many hundreds of people died. It happened very often in the Philippines, where we read of boats traveling from one island to the next, boats that were not properly built. This boat was reportedly being used as an ocean going liner. But I've been to Australia. It's sourced from Australia. These are the kind of boats that ride around the harbor.
That's right.
Which is a calm, which is very calm part of a big river. And the reason why these boats are not safe, they have flat bottom. There was a well-known story, or a well-known historical fact of Genghis Khan conquering all the lands in Asia and Europe. And he wants now to conquer Japan. So he decided to build 3,000 boats to travel to the nearest island and attack Japan. At the time, Japan is well known for its samurai sword fighters. And these sword fighters are so well prepared that they would withstand an attack from Genghis Khan. News travel fast, and so the Japanese samurai were alerted. So they congregated at the nearest point between Japan and China, which is Korea at present, South Korea. So finally, the 3,000 boats were built, but they were all based on flat bottom fishing boats on the Yangtze River that Genghis Khan, who is an army general, not a naval general, without naval experience. He was an army man. So he directed his builders to go and watch these riverboats. So taking the riverboats plan, they quickly built 3,000. And they were all flat bottom. So the day came and they sailed across. Luckily, it was calm. They actually landed, but found the samurai. They were not walkovers. Many of them died in the first class. And so the army general, Genghis Khan didn't come, but he sent a general. So the general quickly issued the directive to withdraw. So to withdraw back to the sea to decide what next to do. The defense by the samurai were of such power that they had to replan. Following day, a huge typhoon blew. The samurai waited, and then there was no navy. And it is about 1,200, 1,200 that this attack was launched. And some few years ago, the scientists and archaeologists kept going to this area, and they found a single coin on the beach. And it was a coin belonging to Genghis Khan's time. So they got the government grant and start digging some 100 miles out. They dug and dug and dug and found deep under the sand were a lot of boats that they all turned on their sides towards the land, which explained the story. They were blown by the storm, by the typhoon, and all the skeletons and all the boats were preserved because they were deep under sand. They were all preserved. And they all had flat bottom. I read that story before. And that is why when I heard of this boat, it was like rereading the story once again of the attack by Genghis Khan when all the boats capsized and all the army, 3,000 army all perished in the rough seas. So that is why it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. We have Oro and his airport, and we now have Laoli and his boat.
Well said. That's a very nice story to give us understanding, Honourable. Thank you for that. I got my last question here. My last question really is, I just wanted to touch on the case because I know it's kind of pushed on the side a little bit, but about the case that with Sam and the independent with these 6 members involved, now cleared 3. It seems like it was a win for Lealpule, which was good to clear that he is not guilty. He is clear from this case, even though he's not part of this case, but he is not a liar. And, the verdict had come out, but it seems, Honourable, there's no written verdict that has been given. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe they've given it, but it seems that there is no written yet for Lealpule and for you guys to counter back another case. And it's, your experience on with my last question, is this, from your experience, is this a funny thing to be happening, or is this a normal thing for having the judge to have no written?
It is a very important case for the simple reason the Prime Minister is being charged. Not only the Prime Minister, but several ministers were involved. And we are very concerned with the decision, especially when up to now we are still waiting. At the same time, the judge made mention that she attached importance to those involved. Immediately, her independence is lost there when she said that. We are waiting for the written decision, which is surprising. It's always been rumored that she has already written the decision. So why the delay? She has all the time. The reason why it was postponed 4 times. So we are waiting, and there already has been discussion in our party that we will consider appealing the case.
Thank you, Honourable. That's my last question. If you have any other questions, you want to, anything else you want to touch on, the floor's yours.
Well, I thank you for continuing with our discussion. I want to stress again to all those misinformers that we are here with you to do exactly why we became members of parliament, to express our views on political issues which impacted on our people. And by doing that, we are honoring the oath that we have taken before God, that we will perform our duty with honor and with honesty. Many times we have been threatened by the government with suit. It did not stop us. We want to talk and speak our minds. This is why we became members of parliament, to speak our minds on what we believe is justice for our people. And we also like to call on all the leaders, not only traditional leaders, but also religious leaders, to observe and also understand our role, and likewise preach the word of God as is directed by the Lord himself, and leave politics to the politician. Our families have suffered, our villages have suffered, the party has suffered. The whole country has suffered. And we cannot afford, we cannot agree to just watch and continue to say nothing. We have to state what we believe is right and is justice. This, incidentally, is what the Lord, what the Bible says, that if you don't speak up to correct things that are not right, this is a sin against God. And I always like to repeat and keep repeating, and I am never tired to keep repeating these things. And I am sorry, and I am, to those who want me dead and shut up, I thank the Lord for giving me the strength to keep doing what I have been doing. And I also forgive those who created lies after lies to destroy the reputation of my children, my wife, my family, and the party. Let the Lord deal with those who are attributing very bad things to me that I have never done. That is why I congratulate you, especially for your fearlessly speaking your mind. And I thank all those who listen in to our interview this evening, so forth.
Thank you, Honourable. Have a good week. Guys, I'll be back. I just wanted to talk about the As you guys know, that I'm part of Producer Mike because of I am the producer of the Mota Samoa Veinga Tour show, and I wanted to give this opportunity to anyone that wants to be a part of this raffle that's helping the HRPP, their court fees, they're doing a raffle. The details are all on the screen as we talk, and it's just I know a lot of Mota Samoa Veinga Tour supporters of my parents. They watch, and so because their platform has been put down or their platform has been put on hold pending according to this court case, so they are unable to promote their tickets, but they have a little bit of tickets, and the tickets are going out real fast. And so if you guys are interested, to the Mota Samoa supporters, this is contact. The details are there, and if you guys are wanting to be a part of this raffle to support HRPP, by all means, the details are there to go through those channels. But thank you so much for everyone that continues to support, and the messages. I can see that a lot of people are enjoying the simplicity of my mind because, surprise, surprise, I am simple myself. I'm no different to anyone else, and it's good that I'm able to resonate with a lot of people and get them to see the messages that are the way I see it. And I've always said, if you guys disagree, I'm happy for you guys to message what you guys think. You might have a different opinion, you might agree with some things and then disagree with this, or you might be asking questions about, but what about this, about Tulepa, he did this. I'm happy to answer back on what I can see myself in those questions. So by all means, continue to question, guys, and I appreciate those support messages and the comments. There's so many that I can't keep up, because there's so many comments, and obviously there's a lot of negative comments as well. And so, and I bless our brothers and sisters. This is why we go to church, even though they throw things at us and they say things about us. We have to come back to our roots of understanding who we are, and I always stand by this. I'm a big supporter of, when you watch movies, you see always someone in the movies, and I watched another movie last night, and I'm always gunning for the man that has so much honor to hold on for everyone, and even though everyone's like, we can get money out of it, we can just let's take them back and swap them. Don't worry, that's not our issue. Right? And then you got always a few men or one man that's sitting there. Nah, we got to do the right thing, And that's what I always love. It's almost like it's just like how can we be that honorable person, a woman or man, honorable to the values. You're staying strong to the values of who you are. And then this is why I always come back and say, we are Samoan, And we have, the reason why I know that we have such honor, and I'm not just saying is because I'm just a proud Samoan. The reason why I know is because when you start to look at the Whasamoa and the orator talk to another orator, when a chief talks to another chief, and it's the language that's being used, it's poetry, and so much respect and so much honor. And then you see, in the funerals, or a wedding, you see all the bringing all the corned beef and all the foods and the money and the so beautiful. It's so honorable. It's so respectful, our culture. And so when I watch these movies, I always think this is how we truly are as people. And then when you see them starting to turn because of money, that's what I said about money. I'm not against money. It's just I'm against when money is seen is put into an evil. When you put money in a place where it divides people, that's where I'm like, nah, that's not honorable. And that's why I, give credit where it's due with the fast government. You know, it was nice to see all the nice, you know, the new brand coming through to help Samoa. You know, after they dirtied the HRPP's name, and then they came on top and said, we are the proper people. We got nice cameras, we got singing, we got prayers, we got banner, we got merchandise, you know, and you know, it's great to see, you know, in our world today. But when you come back to it, these guys are not the ones that are honorable. They don't have the honor to continue. They don't have the. That's why I always say, where is your fa'aloalo, Prime Minister? Where is your respect to your Samoan? You're the one that came out and said all this stuff. You said that Tulepa's this. You said HRPP's this. You said Lealapula's this. You. But the reason why a lot of people love you, Prime Minister, is because of your fa'aloalo, your Samoan respect to the people. And that's why, you know, if it resonates with people, it's not because I'm trying to personally put him down. I'm trying to remind him, and I'm even giving him a chance. I don't want to be doing this, to be bringing out the truth, because I respect you as a Samoan. I respect the Prime Minister as a Samoan. I don't want to be doing this to the Blue TV, because I respect them as a Samoan. But you guys are giving me no choice. I have to stand up, despite, you know, the whole crowd kind of like saying, no, you shouldn't, just, you know, it's risky. And I'm like, nah, because what's more important to me is the truth. And what's more important to me is that the truth will set all of us free. Samoa for Samoa. That's the truth. And you know, you heard the Honourable Opposition Leader Tulepa saying he even forgives. He even forgives the people that say all this stuff against him, his kids, and his family. You know, and that's the honourable part that I'm trying to say. If you guys watch movies and you always see everyone, I know a lot of people always are gunning for they're always supporting the person who's got that honourable wisdom. They got that, they're just so level-headed, and they're not for money, or they're not for trying to be somebody. They're just for everyone. Samoa for Samoa, in my mind. And so I apologize if I offend a lot of people, you know, because I know a lot of people who watch, they have family members, even myself, have family members who are cabinet ministers, who are members of the Fast Party. I'm not trying to put you guys down. I understand. Do I want my family to be disrespected? No, I don't. I do not. So I understand all of Laoli's family. I get it. So this is not a disrespect, but it's almost like what can we do? It's almost like they're the ones have started it with Asiata and all these guys. They got their guns blazing. Bush, look at that over there. Lakapi Samoa, Bush. They got their guns out. Is HRPP and all of us Samoans on the side just got to sit here and just take it? You know, everyone's like, nah, don't get involved. I'm like, nah, I'll get involved. I'll get involved, not because I'm trying to be someone. I don't want to be in front of this. This is not my, you know, this is not a dream of mine to be talking on camera like this. This was, in my interpretation now, is a calling from God. But, you know, to stand for what's right, guys. You know, and I know a lot of people supporting, which is, I'm grateful. But, you know, a lot of people that are families of these people, you know, they're swearing and they messaging me all these things that are just not suitable for online. But I just, you know, I laugh and I bless them. You know, I bless some of these people in messages. I even wish some of them happy Easter. You know, they go back and forth, swearing at me. They're probably thinking, oh man, how's this guy like wishing me and my family happy Easter? I'm fully calling this guy all this stuff about him and his family. You know, one day hope God can just look at them and go, oh, you know, and then they find in their heart and they grow. That's what's about. That's what it's about. It's not about trying to find out what did I do, did I help you, and trying to tally yourself up and say, I did that, And then this is why I feel inclined in this scenario here with the opposition leader now, Tulepa. He never did all this stuff to say, I did this. I remember the policies. I'm the one who sent you to Samoa. All you people from the fast now. He didn't come out like that. He never made it like that. He didn't think like that. He was an honorable man to stand his ground and say, yeah, what's our duty, isn't it? Isn't it our duty as the leaders of well, what are you in here for? And some people are like, oh, I'm just trying to make some money. It's like, oh, and this is where Tulepa has really done a great job. And I'm happy that I'm not, as I said, I'm not happy. But it's a good example that the IMF, what's happened with the IMF, these people, and to hear the story from the man himself, Tulepa, about how he helped to go and talk to the people from here, talk to the people over there. It's not just hey mate, can you just make a meeting and, it's not just a simple thing like that. You got to know how to talk with these type of people. You got to understand what's being talked about here. So you can hear what the opposition leader had just said just then. He went to New Zealand and meetings there, Australia. He went over even to Europe to talk about to these people who are powerful people. We're talking about very powerful people now, guys. And our former Prime Minister had pushed his way to go there and get this meeting done and talk with these people. Can you imagine you're in a room, like a lot of myself, imagine being in a room with these people who are looking at millions and billions control of massive projects around the whole world, and you're sitting in that room trying to help your little country Samoa. You're trying to help your country and get them back on their feet, please, That was Tulepa. Tulepa did that. I didn't know about that story until he shared it. And to hear all the stuff about his name being put down, the rugby, the rugby funds, he's the one who corrupted the money and he's the one this. We all heard it, the tsunami money. To find out now, it's just all BS. And it's all a strategy to try and get someone else in power now. It's all for what? That's what that's what I'm intrigued to find out. And I said it yesterday. I said, to the MPs, surely, if I'm an MP in a fast party, in myself, if there's things that are just not looking right, do the right thing and step away. I said the Attorney General's office, there's a few senior lawyers that have stepped away, for whatever reason. There's a few people that have been stepping away from these big companies, the government of Samoa. These big positions, they've moved away. And then you're wondering why? Because they got honor for themselves. They have honor for their family and for themselves, that they'll not be a part of this type of things that's happening, downgrading the HRPP and just condemning them, So I come back to what I am doing this is to remind people, Samoa for Samoa, not the red and blue, Samoa for Samoa, that we have to go back to our roots. We have to understand who we are. And I'm not saying, guys, I'm not saying that I know everything in the Samoan, no. But I know a lot of Samoan things, stories, but I don't know, a lot more stuff that I'm yet to learn. But what I have learned so far, man, it's beautiful. It's enough to take our next generation to be like so proud, and it motivates people to naturally want to be doing things. What I've learned, and so I'm yet to share that. But that's how I see it, because I know a lot of the diaspora. A lot of people are saying now, hearing a lot of people are sick and tired of the politics now. They're tired of politics. Yeah, of course, it's been going on for years, this drama. But hopefully that this type of reporting is helping you guys get a clearer picture on the scenario that's happening in Samoa. And I just hope that we can just all come together. I just hope the Prime Minister can just find a way to forgive and just come and just do the right things. Give everyone, and I say again to the Prime Minister, give everyone the power to sign their own money to the districts. Just give everyone the power. Put everyone at peace. There's a lot of other stuff that we're going to talk about, but just do the right thing. Give the power to all the blue and the independent. Stop pushing the independents. Now I hear Mo as the MP, the independent MP, now going to go back, looking to move back to the fast. It's another MP. It's a concern, guys. And if 2/3 go to the Prime Minister and the Fast Party, and I got to repeat this, we're talking about changing the law. We're talking about the Constitution. All the things that everyone was scared of what HRPP was doing, we find out to be a lie. And then now they come in and now they're looking to kind of do the same thing. And that is very scary. That's real fear right there. Because it's, we don't want to go back to how it was back in the day. And what I've heard, it's really bad. And what Tulepa's just said there, that just opens our eyes on how much effort he had done to push to help Samoa to get up so that we could start to build the economy. Now the economy is on fire. Now the economy is doing really well. And then this new party has just jumped in and said, what have you done? You see what I'm saying here? It's almost like they just jumped in after they've just helped the economy come up, building over years. They had a tsunami come and hit them. Then they still managed to put the money on the side and put everything together. And they're still building in 2011, 2015, still building. And even 2019. And then we had the world change again with the COVID. And then from the COVID in 2021 came, and this new party came and said, what have you guys done, HRPP? Are you guys trying to take all the land? Are you guys the ones trying to take the land? And is that you, Tulepa, that's done all this stuff and you got houses over here? You sent your children over there. See, this is what exactly the fast had done. They've said that. They've come on the back of all the downgrading of the HRPP. And then to find out now with the IMF, the things that the HRPP and Tulepa and even the people before HRPP, those members that have the early members, what they've done to help Samoa to change the economy when the IMF had opened up, or when these people said, yes, we will open the doors for Samoa. And in 12 months, things started to get back on track. Started to build to help Samoa to get up and up. And then all the way going really well with HRPP. Yes, there was obstacles along the way, but still Samoa had built itself up and worked with these banks and work how to make money, how to bring money here, how to put money out. And then 21 comes and Lauli goes, everyone in all the districts, you will get $1 million to do whatever you want to do. $1 million. And everyone in the village is like, whoa, $1 million? Whatever we want to do, whatever you want to do, guys. And then fast just one. And then there was a controversial CJ ruling that went against the HRPP, right? Did the HRPP pull out, look at the lines that are connecting CJ to this. Did they bring that forward? No. They didn't bring that forward. Not like what the fast media are doing now. And then 21 happens, and then they go forward, and then $1 million, and then, you know, we all seen the wheelbarrows. It turned into $1 million to now wheelbarrows and machetes and stuff, and people were laughing about it, and, you know, some people got money, some districts didn't. And then now look, the next thing, they boost the next $1 million or extra $1 million or extra, it's $1.8 million, if I'm right about that. That's extra money on top of the $1 million. So $1 million plus the extra $1 million, $2 million for every district. And everyone's like, what? Not $1 million, $2 million? Wow. And now we go knocking on the door. It's the IMF, those people that Tulepa helped bring into our country when it was all suffering. And then they come knocking on the door, hey mate, just a little warning. We can see what's happening here. We can see that you guys managed to overthrow the last party, and you guys have done now you guys are trying to get the 2/3. Can you guys be careful, please? These people, the people that help Samoa, open the doors that Tulepa has helped to bring forward and talk and bring Samoa together. These same people are knocking on the door. Samoa, please, can you guys be aware? You guys are spending a lot of money, but you guys are not making much infrastructure. You're not making projects that are coming back with money. So they're like, guys, can you please stop making loans, big loans? And we can see the headlines that's coming out. We can see you're trying to shush the media. We can see that. But we're just giving you a warning, because if Mao comes over to the fast side, because Mao wants the pen, the power of the pen, because Tuia wants the power of the pen, he's already wanting to go over, and also the other member for HRPP, we can see there might be more members who are not honourable because they're doing their thing for themselves. You see what I'm talking about, guys? About the honourable, that character in the movie, doing what's right. And then the IMF is knocking at the door and saying, be careful, guys, because, I don't know, what could happen? That's why the Prime Minister, Honourable Tulepa is saying to the Prime Minister, go and say sorry to these people. You're not dealing with small people here, mate. This is not just some, your neighbour or New Zealand down the road. These are a different type of people. These are people who control a lot of assets, and they are aware of how things work. That it literally gave Samoa the boost that it needed back in the 80s to come up to now. Now you're literally going to say things like, don't flex your muscles. Whoa. Yeah, don't flex your muscles, Mr. IMF. Who are you guys? Don't flex your muscles over here. You put your stuff in you control your stuff, we will just deal with our stuff. It's the arrogance. That's arrogance, that's ignorance. When we learned from history. Tulepa, still around now. People would have wondered, why didn't Tulepa just retire in 21? Because he could see where this mess is going. He could see it. Of course he would have loved to retire in making sure that he's got the leaders all set to ready to go up. But then this red team came and just snatched it and said, we'll take it, thank you. So now they've taken it and they said, here, you get $1 million, you get $1 million. Oh, we'll make another $1 million and put on top of everyone. Everyone can have money. Money, 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 money. Samoa, is your IMF friend over here? Who are you? Don't come and flex your muscles over here, mate. You know who we are? We're Samoan. Oh my gosh. Guys, I just really hope you are seeing what I'm saying here. If I'm missing the mark here, please explain to me where I'm missing it. But this IMF this IMF thing is not a small thing. We're talking about going back to like if the world closed off because of this scenario here, how if even people who are understanding what's happening in some like how much Samoa is dependent on imports coming into the country. How much? And if they close off or make it harder because they're not friends with the IMF, do you see how hard that is going to make it for Samoans? It's going to make it so much harder. That's why I stress the point of it. This is not a small thing. The Prime Minister should not be arrogant and ignorant to say, don't flex your muscles. You're saying that to the people that helped push and open the door for Samoa to kind of use the banking system, use friendships with other countries, importing here, importing there. And our Prime Minister is saying that. That's the major point that I want to make everyone aware of. And also, you can see, let the information talk for itself. You know, the Honourable Tulepa has been pushed down so many years, even before that. The John Campbell, that was in 2009, that story came out. 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're in 26 now. And still people believe that story. And he carries it. He carries that everywhere. People looking at him, where's the tsunami money? Where's the... You know? And what does Tulepa say? He says to defend himself, and he says, I still forgive them. You see about being honourable, guys? Samoa for Samoa. But then when the Prime Minister was getting asked, please forgive me, when Vailua said, please forgive me, Prime Minister. No, he didn't. And then now we see now, he didn't forgive Vailua, then we have a small people, Fasaleanga, a small group from the district have come in and said, oh, we'll say sorry. And then all of a sudden the Prime Minister said, yes, come in. But he said no to Vailua, the district leader, the constituency leader. He said no, he didn't want to accept that. But he said yes to this small group. You see the politics that's being played here? It's dirty politics. It's all power playing from Lauli. It's all power play. Yeah, but look at the works of Tulepa. And I'm not trying to push him up, you know? I'm not trying to push him up. The only reason why we had to bring this up is because you guys have pushed him down so much that I'm like, nah, that's not right. So that's why we're like, okay, let me bring it up. That's why the reading today, happy are those who have not seen and yet believe. That's why I say stay in the middle, guys. Stay in the middle. Don't be too fast. Don't be a fast supporter like, no. Stay in the middle. Samoa for Samoa. All right, guys, thank you so much for that. And I pray that we have a beautiful week for all the listeners and the supporters. And I thank the support, I thank the love and the prayers that you guys are giving, are praying for Samoa. We all pray for Samoa. We all pray for the Samoans that need to be prayed for, who are going through a hard time financially, mentally. We pray for them. We also pray for our families, that they have a good week. And I pray that the government make good moves and that we don't have too much drama that we have to report so we can start talking about other things. Because this is not what I like to talk about. I like to talk about bringing Samoans up, like sports. That's what I enjoy. So I hope Samoa has another good week. No, not too much drama at least. Also pray for all of us. And I hope you guys have a good week. In your holy name, God, we pray. Amen.
Lama manusali poi famatua. Lema